So tonight we're going to really chat about what successful estheticians do, because I truly think we don't really talk about that. So coming from an esthetician who worked 100% behind the chair, you truly have to get into a great mindset. And the thing I think a lot of us don't do is we don't utilize our time about aesthetic business. If you don't understand your business, if you don't know how much money you're making, if you don't know how much it costs to do your services, you will not have a successful business. And that is it, and that is all. You're at a point where you have to make critical changes. Critical changes happen when you have more month than money. Critical changes happen when you've been in business for over a year and your clientele has not grown. Critical decision making happens when you are barely making enough money to survive. That's when critical change have to happen, but it has to be strategic. I can honestly say, as a business owner, I did not start taking a salary and paying myself until I was 10 years in as a business owner. 10 years. And it was because I truly did not have a plan. I did not understand what it meant to look at how much it costs to do a service and how much I should charge and what I should take home. Once I started getting myself on payroll, it became such a different eye-opening experience because I wasn't running the business out of panic mode. And successful estheticians pay themselves. And you can control and make as much money as you want to make, but you gotta put consistent effort into it. I always tell estheticians, if you had to really understand about making money, it has to have retail included. Your retail has to be there. That is a must. Don't go into skincare and offer services if you don't have any retail. Sorry. I'm just a fan. You know why? Because they're going to run off to Walmart or Walgreens or CVS and you ain't going to ever get them back because you can't compete with that price. You need to look at how you're spending your money, because most of you are spending your money on shipping and not realizing that if you bought in bulk, you could actually save money and make more. For me, the way I buy, is absolutely crazy. Most people don't even understand the way I buy. And when you look at it on paper, you're like, oh my God. I buy, I just have an order coming in. It's over 500 cans of one item. You're eventually going to use it, so paying the shipping once instead of 5-6 times. Absolutely. But see, a lot of us don't think that way. And that's part of our bottom line. If you're buying the same item more than twice a month, you're doing it all wrong. But you should really be keeping track of your retail. So your retail sales should be spent on retail purchases. I'm going to let that sink in for a minute. So whatever you sell in retail is what should be put back into purchasing retail. Whatever you do on services should be kept for services to pay for rent, to pay for your salary, to pay for cell phone bill, all of that. So you really should be keeping track, which is why I say, and I'm a stickler about it, is that you got to tell me what you make and then what you discount. So if you're offering discounts right now as well, you got to keep that in consideration as well. You got to get disciplined with your cash. If you can get disciplined with your cash, then you'll see that you have actually more money than you think you do. A lot of us don't know where our money goes. I think that's the key. We make enough money to survive, but we don't know what we do with it. And that's society. So, look at how much money you make. Like, that's something that you can do right now. Look at how much money you make. So I tell estheticians, whenever they send me a private message or they email me, I always tell them, you actually make money. You just don't know how much you make. And that's not something to say that's derogatory or demeaning or, disrespectful. We just don't know how much money we make. Because I bet you I could ask all 48 of you, how much money do you make, or how much money did you make last month? Probably 50% of you don't even know. And that's, I think, kind of the nature of the beast. But I also think that's why our industry is so volatile, is because we don't know business. And that's honesty. That's truly honest. We just don't know anything about business. And then we get mad when business people come into our industry and then they make a lot of money because they do know business. That's the flip side to it. Me, I'm about trial and error. I've done it all. I like to go outside of aesthetics world and truly go to business people. You know, right? The Prophet comes on, Shark Tank. Like, those are the kind of people that I like to look at because they're outside of our genre, because we are so passionate. I truly think that estheticians, we have a great thing that we do. We're very artsy. We love the art that we create with our hands. We don't have a business mind. So I want to go to the extreme, and I want to go look at people who are truly 100% business people. So those are the kind of people that I look at. But you know, the true thing about it is when you start looking at your money itself, it really becomes apparent, and it also becomes very self-aware. You get that aha moment, like, dang, if I had only just paid attention to the money running through my fingers, if I only looked at what was in my hands, it is so much more than I put the value on it. Because when you value what you do and you value the money in your hands, you're so much more careful with it. And I think that's the bigger picture, is understanding the value of what you do and the money you have getting for what you do. Does that make sense? For me, that was a big eye opener. So when I look back and say, you know what, I didn't hardly make any money in my 10 years of business. No, I made money. I didn't manage my money the way I should have. And that's it. That's it.